Hey, welcome to the Team TRIFORCE podcast. The original file you were looking for is 404. Time to hit the new intro.
Red.
Green.
Pink.
Darkness.
I'm not a color. Ravio.
Warcraft!
With our powers combined,
We summoned Captain Planet, but he couldn't be bothered because there's still global warming.
So in exchange,
we got
The Master?
this is Team Triforce here coming at you with our next episode. Episode 12, right guys? Right?
No, episode 11.
Yeah,
11. I can't count.
10th one on the 10th.
Wonderful. All right. And we have with us a very special guest with us today. Please tell us your name, sir.
I'm The Master, and it's a pleasure for me to be here.
All the way from outer space and beyond, the Master, guys. Thank you. Cue audience clap track.
And there's always like that last clap at the end.
The one person who didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
All right, great. Fantastic. Now for the plugins and plug-outs and plugs, indeed. Shout out to Team Triforce, our own Facebook page. Please like and follow for the following: fan art, music, and podcast updates, and the funnies, the lulz, and the memes. Shout out to Team Triforce, our YouTube channel. Subscribe, please. It's free, and for every subscription, a cat will live.
Yes.
You'll save a kitten too.
And a princess will be saved.
And for every subscription
And
that
then
we
lost again.
you
I will end up
right.
in another castle.
And of course, the Master has his own plug to give in. What shout outs do you want to give, sir?
You can check out my Latin Big Band on Facebook at facebook.com, Sonido Classico Big Band. Sonido, Sonido, Classico, Classico. I had to think about that. Big Band. All one word, and you'll get to check out, if you like our page. We have lots of samples of the band playing online, so you can hear what we sound like. We play the music of Tito Puente, and then vintage 1960s Latin big band sound, because my dad, who runs the band, actually played with Tito Puente, so it's kind of a treat. So please check that out.
And
Nice.
Big was the name of.
In the mix of all this dubstep and techno, it's good to have some original band music.
Yeah, definitely. I think it needs to be preserved.
we could throw that in the show notes, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we could. We always say that we're gonna put it in the subscription in the description, but we never do.
No, we do.
I'll be sharing all your links tonight on my big page.
Thank you. Ray.
Dude, I swear, one of the podcasts that we did, we said we were gonna put a link in the description, and we did not do it.
That was
Well,
probably
that's
to our
good.
own channel, but we don't need to link our channel because our channel contains our channel.
That was probably
What?
episode 4.
Exception.
Mind blown.
That's what you call
Oh my
ironic.
And with that, we'll lead into the first segment, gaming. All right, let's talk about our gaming experiences of the week. What have you played? What have you want to play? What has been played without you being in it? Who wants to start? No one. All right, great. I'll start.
Watch Dogs!
I just
wait.
started Amazing Spider-Man
That's
2.
my game I want to play.
How's the swinging mechanics in that? Are they finally like this?
It plays an awful lot like the parallel universe game
Spider-Man
that they
2?
had. No,
All right, good.
the one with the different genres, like
Shattered
noir.
Dimensions.
Oh god.
It was
Shattered
noir,
Dimensions.
2099, and whatever. The play
Shattered
mechanics for this game are
Dimensions.
very much like that.
Shattered Dimension.
Web of Shadows.
Shattered Dimensions.
Web of Shadows.
No,
No.
that was
That was a bad game. Oh, but yeah,
Almost.
about the swinging mechanics and just the boss battles. How were those?
Well,
Right.
so far, I've only gotten up to Shocker, but it compared to the way I've had to fight Shocker in Spider-Man 1 for the Xbox, I mean, it's a world of difference. I mean, it feels good, and it's like the puzzles make sense. I mean, it's just a really good inception of the game, which I was so glad for, because I hate when movie tie-in games suck, you know?
Oh yeah, we actually had a discussion on that a couple podcasts back on why that is, and just how expectations from a good movie can make the enjoyment of a bad game of that movie just really,
Oh,
really.
you guys were talking about
nice.
Mario Brothers, right? Weren't you talking
Oh God, no.
the Mario Brothers movie?
Is that the one with the Raptors?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I like the jet-powered boots, man. Yeah, I
we-
can't
Dude,
tell you
the
how many
jet-
times I've been at school and wish I had a pair of those on, so I could just
Dude.
jump around.
Like, I love the Yoshi in that. Like, oh my God, like the Yoshi there was so cool. And then it's like, oh, Mario, we gotta go back to the kingdom. It's like, you're not gonna believe this. I believe it. What? You believe it? Yeah, I believe we're not getting a sequel. Ha!
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah. We also mentioned how Bob Hoskins passed away, and we threw out some of his good movies, some of his less memorable movies.
Oh my God, when did that happen?
That the podcast or like the
No,
death?
Hoskins.
That happened about 2 to 3 weeks ago.
Wow. I just who knows where I was? I didn't even know that. I just found out the other day that Corey Feldman is still alive. I thought he died with the other Corey.
What a relief!
Aw.
Yeah, the world needs Corey Feldman. Where else are we going to get, Goonies 2 from?
Oh yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Like Goonies. Oh, one of my favorite movies.
That's a classic
Hey,
movie.
guys!
You
I thought
kidding?
this was.
I
thought.
don't care what format that comes out. I bought that on videotape. I bought that on Laserdisc. I
Oh,
bought that
man.
on DVD. I
I
bought
for-
that on Blu-ray.
I forgot Laserdisc existed.
Yeah, I mean,
Careful,
Floppy
Costello.
disk.
Some people might ask you, what is this mythical laser disc you speak of?
What
oh
is
my
a mem-
God! As advertised by Kevin Smith,
Hmm.
epic. He's the reason I got one.
What is this memory card you speak of?
I don't understand. How do you play a movie that doesn't automatically rewind?
It's awesome.
A Walkman.
It's
What's
an
that?
amazing. It's an amazing piece of technology, to be sure.
I thought this was gaming, guys.
We will rewind.
I'm sorry. Continue.
Right. I guess we can just start off with whose gaming experience we want to mention. Well, actually, we already did. Spider-Man. Go on about that. The Master. You said there were puzzles
Do you
in that
mock
game.
me? Are you mocking me when you say it like that?
No.
I am the master. You will obey me.
Sorry.
I thought the game played really well. I mean, actually, in all honesty, I've been kind of out of the Spider-Man games since Spider-Man 3 for 360. It kind of turned me off to it. But my youngest son, who's 7, he's like the Spider-Man expert in the house. So he was so psyched to see the movie a year before anybody else was. He was always like, I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. And I took him to the movies. We went and saw it. And then we're in the parking lot going home, and he moves on to the next want and need. The game. I need the game. So we said, I'm like, all right, we'll get the game. That's cool. And so, he wanted me to play it with him at first. And even though he doesn't need any help from me, I usually ask him for help with bosses. But, he really dug it. He really enjoyed it. And, compared to the first one, it feels like a continuation, like the same kind of physics, and the engine is so familiar to the first game that it doesn't detract as long as you were a fan of that physics system in the first place.
That's cool. I heard you talking about like or are you talking about the Amazing Spider-Man or like
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay. Would you I heard you said you took him to the movie. What'd you think of the movie? I know that has nothing to do with gaming.
I think of the movie, or what did he think of the movie?
I think by what you've told us, he
Honestly,
enjoyed it.
It could have been 2 hours and 25 minutes of Spider-Man blowing his nose, and my kid would be a super fan. For me, we're going to switch subjects quickly and go to movies now.
Go for it.
if you want, like, Isaac, is it cool? I'm sorry. Like,
yeah, sure.
It's just mayhem and chaos now that I'm here. I'm sorry, I'm causing all this disruption.
I love mayhem and chaos. I embrace it.
I guess we should all.
Okay, from a movie standpoint, I would have to honestly say I went in with no expectations because of all the undeserved rotten tomato panning it and all the critics kind of panning it. So I kind of went in like, I
New
know
York Post.
yeah, well, seriously, I went in like, I know they're wrong. I know it's going to be a great film. I just, I'm a fan. I'm holding out.
I don't know how yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So then we're watching the movie, and I thought it was really great, much like I felt about Dark Knight. Dark Knight has a distinct ending right in the middle of the movie, where it could have ended right there with the Joker sticking his head out the window. as the cop car's driving away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
It was clear that there was, that could have ended. And then you had to get another hour of the film where, suddenly they developed a two-face plot, and they also, it's really well done. I got the same kind of feeling with Spider-Man 2, that the story was told. It came to a pretty neat conclusion, and then it felt like they built on a little bit extra. Like, it felt too much like it was Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 3 was starting to creep in there.
I feel like it did, because it teased us really badly.
It did. It reminded me a lot of, like, Back to the Future, when Back to the Future movies came out, and they made one master film and then cut it in half. But that's the problem with this Amazing Spider-Man 2. Like, after I walked out of the theater going, is part 3 already in the can, and there's a reason they cut us short like that? Because it felt like they were committing at the end of that to something amazing.
Good one.
You got it.
All right, thank you for that, Miss SU.
I have to tell you, my 7-year-old was there was like 6 people in the theater, and 3 of them were me and my 2 boys. So we're sitting there in the theater, and he's standing up in his chair, 7 years old, going, "Where the hell is Rhino? You promised me Rhino. Where the hell is Rhino?" Like from like the 45-minute mark to like the 6-minute mark, and then on the by the time we got to like within 2 hours, and there's only 20 minutes left of the film, he was like, "Where the is Rhino?" And I'm like, "Dude, sit down, chill." He was like so angry, and then Rhino shows up, and Spider-Man takes one swing at him, and then the screen goes black, and my boy was like, "Oh, come on!" Like, he was mad.
Godzilla, I swear, I'm going to riot in the streets and punch kidneys.
That's a lot of
Well,
fish.
I guess
That's
some people are
very
gonna need some
violent.
surgery, because
That
You have
is
to
very.
explain how it
heard some
went.
mixed
Unsafe.
feelings about that.
Don't trust critics.
If you spoil that movie for me, I swear.
I haven't watched it.
No, but I swear, if anybody spoils that movie for me, I'm reaching through the internet and I'm choking somebody.
No.
Which movie?
Godzilla.
Godzuki.
You gotta look forward to the game. I heard it's gonna be a first-person shooter.
What?
Oh my god.
You're gonna get to be able to play.
Is this the
plays-
April 1st
Think
podcast
Peter
I'm on?
Jackson's King Kong.
COD
What?
featuring Godzilla.
Think Peter Jackson. Dude,
Oh,
Peter Jackson's King
I
Kong was like
Monster.
70% first-person shooter, like 30% actually good King Kong stuff.
5% Jack Black voice acting.
Oh yeah.
God, no.
Like, what is wrong with people? Can I just have a kaiju monster film where they punch each other?
No,
Yeah,
it's
called
American.
Pacific Rim.
It's
Ultraman, the
American.
film.
You gotta have a first-person shooter game adaptation of the movie. You play as a perspective of a soldier, and then you switch over to Godzilla for some first-person fire-breathing action.
No.
That's sad that makes sense.
Or
All you need to
Godzilla's
do
not
is
first person. Just think Peter Jackson King Kong. That game wasn't actually bad when you weren't playing as not King Kong.
The game wasn't actually bad when you weren't playing it.
Yeah, King Kong was pretty rad.
My game of the week is Pong.
Really?
Pong. Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
go ahead. Tell us about that. Besides,
Well, the machine was pretty big, and I plugged it in, and it took about 2 hours for it to
were you
warm
playing
up.
on arcade?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
nice.
talking the original Pong, because that's
Wait.
how old I am. Get it? So the original Pong, I was playing it.
Wow.
That's awesome. I can't tell if he's joking or not.
Exactly.
We need the
If he's
clap
joking,
I'm the
that's
master.
hilarious. But if he's not joking, that's also awesome.
Said that so deadpan, Mr. C. I couldn't get you.
I am the master of time.
Nice. I've been playing a mix of both Mario Kart 7 and Pokemon X this week for the first time. I had my first crack in them.
Sweet.
I
Of Mario
enjoyed
Kart?
Mario Kart 7. Yeah,
Did you enjoy it?
yeah, I did. I actually came with not much expectation. I had because they changed the whole cart mechanic from picking a cart to like modifying a cart to what you wanted. And I thought, well, I don't
You're
want to
actually
modify. I just
chasing your
want to pick a
siblings
cart.
out of the room.
And
Yeah,
it changed the game for me.
It's incredibly
Changing
funny. I just
tires
threw my
really
son out of
affects how you
the
drift in the game. It just affects the size of your character, and I love it.
Wow.
I liked Super Mario Land. I never got to finish it though. The person who I was borrowing it from never lets me leave within like 4 feet of his house. So it's like, hey, can I borrow this? Ah! 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 No.
You'll never get to leave World 4 in the end, Henry. I'm sorry.
No, I'll have to exchange my kneecaps in order to play the game in its entirety.
Damn.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Mario
Bravely
Party-
Default, you get villagers who help do stuff that I don't remember.
Very descriptive. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Melvin. You're being really exact today.
You had me at thingies and stuff. I mean, I'm sold.
Should be a
okay,
commentator.
They help
Get-
grind up your they help grind up materials in which you trade for items that you could only get through Street Pass.
Everybody buys a system for the game, whatever that game is.
He's not wrong, and I'm mad he's right.
He is the master.
I'm
That's
mad
why I'm
he's
picking-
right, but
That's why I'm
this-
picking up a Wii U for Bayonetta.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
For me, for like me to go to PS4, like the only game that would turn my head, that would really be epic for me, is Rock Band 4.
Really?
Because if they make a Rock Band 4, they'll have to reissue the controllers. You'll actually be able to get them for backwards compatibility. I mean, like that I would get excited about. But as for all these Call of Duty and all these first-person shooters, I have as much fun playing Halo 2 on the original Xbox than playing, Ghost 2 or whatever's out,
Ghost
Isaac,
2?
bring him back!
He called Ghost 2 Advanced Warfare.
Isaac, bring your teacher back. I actually like talking to him.
Is Watch Dogs going to be in 1080 pixel? All the people who asked these questions were just kindly asked to turn their questions down until release.
Turned down for what?
I love that.
God.
Okay.
What game you played this week, Melvin?
Dark Souls 2. I've been on the Dark Souls 2 train.
Okay,
Dark
tell
Souls
us
is
about
awesome.
that. Tell us about that.
I joined the Rat King Covenant just to be the biggest ass. Cause what I'll do is I'll wait for them, and then, they'll come out kind of confused, and then I'll bow to them to show that I want a fair duel. They exchange their bow, but while they're bowing, I'll throw spells at them.
Is this online or
That-
offline?
Yes, online.
Oh,
And
wow.
Then
Oh, wow,
so-
man. You're a rat. You're a real rat.
Yeah, and then they run at me, and then I run away and I hide so that all my minions can attack them, and then I put them in this thing that breaks all their equipment so they have to go back into their game and spend money and waste resources. I don't even care about winning. I don't. I usually win,
See, it's
but I just
people
want...
that make me
He's
just
not
want-
even. He's not even in it for the meta, guys.
No, I'm
No.
not. I'm in it to
I-
destroy... It's just like,
I-
people play
don't-
Yu-Gi-Oh! To build decks to annoy you, and that's what I built. I built a setup to break people's stuff. It's just...
Why
like,
do you even play the game?
to
just
annoy
the
people.
troll. That's his shtick.
Yeah,
personally-
like...
I would end you with my deck of like
Yes.
just it can kill anything. I have a deck that can kill anything.
Who hasn't gone?
Laura,
I have.
Well, I got a new game because Zone bought
Ooh,
it.
new game.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
on Steam, and Zone was just like going through all the.
What is this Steam you talk about? Is it
Yeah,
healthy
what
for
have
the
you got?
body?
What?
It's not very important,
Moisture.
but
It's just flat air, right? Like any of its super sales or mega sales is just flat air, because that's what Steam is, right?
right,
Oh,
like you'll buy a game for $30, and then a week later it'll be $2,
That
basically.
makes me mad.
Gotta
Yeah.
love that.
But the new game we got, we're probably going to start a series with it. We just got it to test it out. I forget how much it was. But it was called Space Engineers.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I
I
lost
haven't
interest.
heard of it.
You've
Tell us
heard of
about
it?
No, I haven't. I'm interested. Tell me about it.
Well, we didn't really play much of it. We just tested it out a little bit. But basically, I guess you could say it's like
When I
not
come
really
down
like it is, but it isn't like Minecraft, but in space. Basically, you get in your spaceships and. Well, you can do basically anything, but you can crash into the other players.
Can you colonize the planet?
Pardon?
Can you take over Mars? Like, I mean, can you land on a planet in the game?
It's like far in space, so basically there's asteroids everywhere.
All right.
Where's the kaboom?
There's lots of kaboom, actually.
Shattering kaboom.
But the thing was with me, I get really nauseous. Like, I have this thing, hallucinate, but whatever, not into that. But,
Oh, that's terrible.
I can't watch it for too long.
That happens to me with games that have like really little blur motion.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's just... Yeah, I have a prism as well. So.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, Space Engineers. I'll check it out once the sale on Steam goes up. Hopefully.
Oh, all right. In addition to my thing, when I bought Minecraft years ago, it's so that I could play with kids that had specifically high enough voices that made me feel that they haven't hit puberty yet, and I would set dynamite everywhere and blow up everything that they worked for.
What
Why
kind
are
of
you
a player
purposely
are you,
Sounds
Melvin?
so sad.
Oh my goodness.
Just so that they would and then they would get really mad, and then I'd get banned, and I'd just move to the next one.
I can't imagine why.
Stories of a merciless gamer.
You're the worst kind of human being.
No one add Malcolm on Steam.
But then again, I
Laura,
can see
by the
why.
way,
I can
what is
see.
your Steam name?
I can. It sounds.
Actually, it's too inappropriate, so I'll just type it.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
not joking. When I type this in, I'm not joking. This is the actual name.
Thank you for the consideration for our viewers, Alora.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you don't want to just give your name out onto a podcast, like.
It's a Steam. Who cares?
If a waitress walks and she's carrying a tower of glass and then she trips and all the glass breaks, you kind of laugh because you're not that person, right?
Because
It's people taking pleasure in your pain.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to leave a bad tip, what you do is you take a shot glass, you leave the money inside the shot glass, you put like water in or whatever, and then you put a card or like a business card or something, and you flip it over, and then you remove the card. So if the waiter or waitress wants to get the tip, they have to remove the shot glass, let it all spill out, and then they get wet money.
That
He knows
is
this
so
because he's done it.
intricate.
You're evil. Why?
Yeah. You have like a whole step-by-step.
And with
layout.
that, we're gonna move on. Darkness, you're the last one to share your gaming experience this week. Go for it.
This week I've been with the admissions, like my clan, and we've been playing Borderlands 2, like just going through like the story and stuff.
Nice.
And it's really cool. I like how cartoony it is, and I like how they like to break the fourth wall. Like they know it's a game, so everything you do is like, just jokes and stuff. It's really fun. A game I'm looking forward to is, I don't know if you guys heard of this, but it's called Dying Light.
Oh, yeah.
It's coming out for like the PS4, and I like it because I played Dead Island and I wasn't really into it, but Dying Light is like a parkour version of Dead Island with like cool graphics and
Right,
it's
I've seen
really
it.
cool.
It was revealed at this very terrible video game award show called VGX.
But yeah, it looks awesome.
Was
and it's
amazing.
open
Had Hulk
world.
Hogan.
No.
Anyway.
But yeah, I saw like a 9-minute tease gameplay of it. It's fitting in with the zombie craze of video games that is still strong right now, and it's got this parkour feel, like you said. It's like an amalgamation of Dead Island and Mirror's Edge. For anyone who's played that. All right, great. So we've gauged the room on gaming experiences. Caesar, you want to talk about yours? Actually,
Yes.
you can
I thought
talk
you
about the
were
one you're
skipping.
having right now. I seen you
Yeah,
turn your
talk,
head
Caesar.
and play the game. Is anyone else seeing this?
Yeah.
I'm seeing this.
I see him slowly look away from the camera, just look at the game.
It's like a
Turns
little
back.
kid tempted.
Game is
Yeah, it's like right there. Just
You're not low, Caesar.
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
For what amount of time is this? Like, what is this, your 1000th playthrough?
This is like my 5th or 6th playthrough.
All right,
This
great.
today.
Yes,
No. This very minute, he's one of those speed runners, speed testers, speed
He's
players.
actually played this
Yeah.
all day. I'm not joking.
Well, I mean, it's okay, Caesar. I used to beat Metal Gear Solid 3 on a daily basis.
Jeez.
Dude, I used to be able to beat Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, in 2 hours flat. And
You
get
too?
heavy orb.
That's like me, but Modern Warfare 3.
All right, Caesar.
Oh wow.
I just what? Okay, I was bored. Okay.
Thank you for your gaming experience. We hope you enjoy it mid-podcast.
Yeah, thanks.
While you're at it, why don't you just double dip in the sauce again like last time?
Don't leave any hairs in there. Just check this one.
Yeah, I'll just say that I played the game and not share it. Experience.
Thank you. All right. I take it Mr. C's probably busy. Master, you still there?
I'm here.
All right, cool. We have a little running joke on people who are quiet. They're doing the Caesar.
Everybody, go hit
Very funny.
Thank you.
dinosaur.
All right, so we're moving on to our second segment right now, which is Who Is? basically focus on the guest and let you just go on and tell us who you are.
Well, okay.
You can start from any frame, from birth, from rising, or from when you got your job.
Good heavens. I was going to say, before I got my job, it depends on what job you're referring to, because I've worn a lot of hats. I guess I start by saying, we'll start from birth, okay? My name is Ron Castillo, and I started playing piano at the age of 5 and string bass at the same time, self-taught, just kind of learning it as I go. And, 35 years later, I'm still playing, so that's me. I'm a musician at heart. I started off as a teenager when I was in high school. I was writing music for video games for the Commodore 64 back in the day. And I learned the programming language, and I would write music on my synthesizers, and I would then take that music and then type it into the Game Maker program in the Commodore 64 and start to put it together. So I was always kind of listening to video games. I was playing video games to see kind of what's going on in there and what the feel was of it. I was really getting to know the genre. And it was a good time, I mean, it was a great way to the early part of my college is going through. I was writing video game music, so I was kind of learning. And also because, yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just curious, do you have any major credits, in anything?
I don't think at that time they weren't until about like Nintendo came along in 85. They weren't really giving people credit. So when you try to look up who composed, the music to Debonair, for the Commodore 64, you would only find that it was made by Aspire Publishing. They didn't give composers credit in the very beginning. In fact, a great novel, which I don't know if anyone's read, about video games and the 80s and 90s pop culture, and it's called
Ready Player One?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I never read it. I got a bit into it, and then and then I had to return it.
Yeah, I mean,
was in ninth grade.
the whole point. I have the ebook, by the way. It's really amazing. I could share it with you for educational purposes, of course.
Nice.
But the whole point is that when the main character who's important to the story, that it starts and kind of names the whole plot line right then and there. It's amazing. I mean, it's amazing to check out the way the thing presents itself. And the inside joke is that they talk about this game called Adventure for the Atari 2600. In the Atari 2600 Adventure game, there was a secret dungeon that the programmers put in because at that time, Activision was following suit with everybody else in the video game country landscape and not giving the authors any credit. So this guy created a game, a secret room in the game that if you go in and unlock this extra dungeon, the only thing in the room was the game composer's name, the guy who wrote it. So the whole thing sets off with you have to find this Easter egg, just like was in the Adventure game. So it's a neat little. It harkens back to the 80s. It makes great references. I mean, it's just really, really cool. It's a cool read.
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I mean, I was just curious about your history within the field as you were talking more and more about your experiences.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, it was a very different time. The video game industry has really changed a lot from where it used to be to where it is now. I mean, like this video game industry is like Hollywood Part 2.
Yeah. So
Hollywood was very much like that in the beginning, that it was open, and if you had a good idea, you could pick up the phone and actually reach someone that could do something about it, and back then, I mean, if I wanted to work with Working Designs, I could call them on the phone and probably speak to the president of the company because he was the president out of 2 other employees, I mean, video games were really small at that time. And I remember I had a long conversation about making the transition from like coding, composing, which is what I did for the Commodore 64, to starting to write for the CD format, because like Sega CD was starting to really take off, and now you could actually have digitized music in there rather than an analog program track. So the industry, you could still call up someone on the phone and get the president of the company. In fact, I did for Working Designs, who made the game Lunar Silver Star, and I talked his ear off for about just 2 hours about how the industry works and what they're up to and what the process is. And like, you can't get that kind of access today. You couldn't find a way to get an interview like that, to get that kind of information. Now you have to take courses and you have to read up on it, but back then it was a simpler industry. And I really suspect that that's the way Hollywood was. That,
so it's the Charlie Chaplin to, say, a modern director. I don't keep up.
Well, you had me at Charlie Chaplin, so yes. Yeah, definitely.
I am so lost.
He's basically saying back then was the happy days.
Okay.
Everything's
Before-
Everything's getting more complicated in the industry. And so for artists, they're going to have a tougher time. Like back then, if you wanted to write video games, you could just say, well, I'm going to write video games. And you could get in touch with people and, the exposure. Now,
You have to call the president's assistant to get to
Yeah.
the secretary.
Or
and
on a
it's
YouTube channel.
it's because of the internet. It's, now that everything is more connected, people can get their scores in quicker, and you could directly send someone a whole film score, a CD track, in like 15 minutes. I mean, it's just changed.
True. Or you could just make a YouTube page.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Whatever way publication works, I think.
Or a Facebook video. No, I'm kidding. But,
Oh God.
No.
oh, so
Or
you just
Wendell.
never mind. But that's pretty cool.
And
That's
it's
what
thanks-
happens in video games.
That's Industry 101, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like video games have come a long way, but I just feel like a lot of people don't really know what they want from their video games nowadays. It's like there's like a huge outcry for like, a difference in gameplay or like a reimagining of an old concept or innovation, and like yet the tried and true things are still like what's most popular. And it's
Yeah,
kind of
there's like no originality nowadays.
Well,
gonna-
that's
no,
part
I'm
of it.
gonna-
there's no originality, and that's what sells.
I'm going to
But
plug this
also,
in.
if you think about it, if you really think about it, is that originality isn't something that you just get. I'm pretty sure our kid, like, correct me if I'm wrong, Master, but your kids will see something and think it's original, correct? But when they grow to be older, say our age or even your age, they'll start to see things run together. And was it like that similar to you? Did you really feel like things were stagnating? I should say.
What, I mean, in the industry in the beginning?
No, in any medium. Do things really start to stagnate or are we truly in a time of stagnation? To you, at
Every
least.
time we refer to him by his code name, I just get flashbacks to Doctor Who. I'm sorry. It's
Let's let him
just
answer
like,
the question.
died 3 times.
Oh, you've been naive,
He's
Doctor.
dead. Anyway, sorry, but please answer the
Wait.
question.
Okay, wait, what were we talking about?
The question was, do you think that back then...
My daughter is stealing muffins on the kitchen table. Hold on a second.
if,
They're my mom.
if I understood your question right, Melvin, you were asking him, does he think that the industry was stagnating back then compared to now?
In any medium, just after 20 years, I really think.
I'll say this on that subject. Everybody feels, the greatest songs have already been written. Oh, the
Yeah.
greatest novels have already, everyone goes through feeling like that. But, people were feeling like that in the 1900s, in the 1800s.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm sure that's just human nature, man, that people think, that we're in a slump when we're really not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's that, like, your children are young, but when they hit to become our age
Mhm.
or older, they'll start to feel like this as well. It's just.
Well, no, my oldest is 11 turning 12, so like he's pretty much on par with you guys in terms of what the latest video games are and what the young opinion is.
Wow,
But
it's happening at a faster rate, guys. Kids
My
are becoming
oldest-
more
I mean,
critical.
Is he still enthused? That's
I tell you what. How about this? I'm gonna put him on right now, and you
Oh,
talk to
sweet.
him.
Awesome. Wait,
his
he needs a
name-
code name.
He has
Barbie
one.
Cycle?
He has
Awesome.
one. He's Zombie Jake.
Girl, what?
Zombie Jake.
Awesome.
He's Zombie Jake. Minecraft. He's Zombie Jake. All right, come here, Zombie.
Rule
Come
number
here.
1 has to be active in this
All right, that's
little
awesome.
interview.
Okay.
Alright, ready your
I'll
question,
pop
Melvin.
on now. Hold on. So, Jake, introduce yourself to the gang.
Hello, I am Zombie Free Jake Free, or you can call me Zombie Jake.
Okay.
Hello,
You
Zombie
sound
Jake.
so British.
Zombie Jake.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Do you like turtles?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're good.
All right, let's
Very
ask him that
good.
question. Let's ask him that question that Melvin wanted to ask him in like a different form. What was your question, Melvin?
You think? All right. You think things are kind of starting to be too similar to each other, or like? You think?
No.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's still enthusing when you're young.
Why? I want to hear why though. Like
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
you badger him, like your idea of why. Why do you
all right.
think that things are still like different though? Like
I think that the game that I always love to play is Minecraft, because like it can be whatever you want. You can make machines that do this, and you can even add extras to make it whatever you want.
do you like any other games that like that you feel like are different as compared to Minecraft? Like other than Minecraft, is there anything else?
I don't really play a lot of other games, but if I was gonna say one, I would say Castlevania Symphony of the Night, because it has like something that they don't have right now. It's an old school game, but
Ah,
still new, and it's very different because not a lot of people do the kind of stuff they do.
Like do a retro remake and then do it right.
Well, they made a new game recently.
Lords of Shadows.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah, of course. The sequel.
Lords of Shadow?
Yeah, Lord of Shadow 2.
Lords of Shadow rocks!
You haven't played it.
Doesn't matter. It's Castlevania. Rocks!
I want Dracula. I want to play Dracula, but you won't.
Oh my
Wait, you can
God.
play-
No, it's Dracul. He's
It's Alucard.
You should go down right now and buy me that Castlevania 2, even though we don't have the system.
even though we don't have the system. Nice.
That's
Thank you for your opinion, Zombie Jake.
Yeah, Zombie Jake. We'll
Thank
have
you
you back
for
some
the
other
insight.
time.
We'll
Zombie
have
Jake.
you in.
Huh?
Let's give a round of applause for Zombie Jake, guys.
Yay!
Cue the claps.
It was all-
Fantastic.
But- like seriously.
Summoning
like,
the master.
Do you need my dad?
yeah.
The master.
Oh.
We're calling the master.
All right, we need that white soap summon stone.
Ha.
So, just needs to read.
Here.
That's all he's got to do.
Sorry.
Now all we have to do is just bring him to Summoner's Rift.
No.
I really hope that my TNT didn't hurt that child in Minecraft.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh man.
Hey, Jake.
Hey Jake, if you see a douchebag called Melvin, kill him.
Run.
Yeah.
Jake, if
Don't be
you
friends.
I think he should run.
booby trap.
If they don't speak with their voice and then they just only use text, be really wary.
He builds amazing things. Like he's a big fan of Notch and Sky Minecraft. So he makes like these amazing architecture things in like I know you made a castle. He made a castle. But he makes all these things within like record time. Like he's really spatially, logically, and mathematically he gets it, which is really cool.
Nice.
And if it wasn't for a game like this, for all those that poo-poo video games and say video games are bad for you, I would never have known that he has that kind of spatial reasoning. I mean, he could be an architect one day almost. I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but
Building the architects of tomorrow.
you never you don't think about it though. It's like it's
Doing it right.
but he's really amazing at the game. He's a good kid. I should have put my youngest son on because my youngest son is the Spider-Man expert and he could have told you about Amazing Spider-Man 2. But
Oh, boy.
I
Zombie
like
Jake.
that you get him to play Symphony of the Night. How does it feel to share your love for this medium.
Oh, it's a great thing. I mean, a lot of people don't realize, and it's an unfortunate truth that the video game industry is really not for you. The video game industry, believe it or not, is for me. Because as we grew up with this genre, they kept catering to us.
Yeah.
You guys are caught in the wake of that, and you're enjoying the benefits of being caught in the wake, because of all the great first-person shooters and all those things, all those games from the genre that are changing everything. We were on the ground floor, so it's fun. Like, I'm thrilled that my son loves video games, and I mean even modern video games, but when he goes and he plays something classic, like he plays a 1985 Contra release on the Nintendo, and he's like, damn, this is a great game. I'm like, I'm really proud of him that he sees that there was still quality then. A good gamer isn't just brought on by the style, and that's not all the show, it's the substance. He's really cool with that. And I kind of steered him a little bit through games. Like, one of the games that I made him play on the Commodore 64 was Space Taxi. And Space Taxi is a game where you have one button. Think about those controllers now with like 16 buttons. And this had one button. But I tell you, it was one of the most challenging games in terms of coordination and thinking ahead, and just a simple thing. And he gets it. I mean, that's the coolest thing about having a kid that's into the same kind of culture.
Yeah.
Are you famous yet? I don't know. Not yet, Jake. When the character, the master, is first introduced, he's on his last life. So he was only introduced to be a foil for the third Doctor at that time. And like, he was supposed to be the Moriarty to the Doctor Sherlock Holmes.
Mm-hmm.
And then the character took off so much that they, the writers were like, holy cow, what are we going to do? Now everyone loves this character, but he can't regenerate. And so they're like, we'll think of something. And unfortunately, in that third Doctor's time, the actor that played the Master, Roger Delgado, died in a car accident in between filming episodes.
Yes.
And so they were now totally shoehorned into how are we going to solve this 13 problem, even in the classic series. So one way or another, they did that for the Master. And at one point, he gets offered a whole new regeneration cycle. So the Time Lord's kind of established that that's part of Time Lord's thing is, you can live forever if you've been a really, really good boy or something like that,
I always wondered that, because I thought of I'm not gonna say I'm the best writer, but I do want to do my own original stuff. The worst is how do I convey something that's really horrifying without it being too much? And it's you have to find everything I've noticed has a balance to it.
Oh,
and
sure.
Because I don't really understand that balance, I'm not trying to mess with it too much. I'm just this guy could be creepy, so let me just make him creepy. And then
well, there's a rhythm. There's a rhythm to it. And it's just like writing a song. You don't want to just hit them with a constant wall of one emotion, and that's the entire song. You want to take the listener on a journey. When you're composing the score, it has to go somewhere. It has to build an intensity and maybe give you different emotions, not just one, take you on an emotional journey.
Yeah.
I mean, if you also I've also noticed that they say that there's no such thing as fear, only fear of the times. And if you really think about something like zombies, right? Zombies, you really think have come into the light in recent days, but really our fear of zombies have changed. They're a good way to measure what we were scared of at the time. In the 80s, zombies were a representation for the occult, because that's how zombies were in the 80s. They were the black magic zombies. Come 90s, it was fear of the virus. Resident Evil capitalized on this, and it's because at that time the occult changed. The fear of the occult changed into the fear of AIDS. The early 2000s, and you see, you see 28 days later, it became the fear of genetics, and that's what. And these, what is the pharmaceutical? So really, what to convey fear is to find out what we are scared of today, and then you tell them, or tomorrow, what will we be scared of tomorrow?
Jake has to break in because he's zombie Jake, so here he is.
I'm a horror fan.
Just talk to him about.
Okay, let's hear about this.
Welcome back.
Yes.
Zombie. Do you think a zombie is scarier when it like has
When it's slow or fast?
or when it's like slow or fast zombies?
I would think a fast one because like whatever just pops out and you just see it and it runs at you crazy like a monkey, you would scream. And if a slow one was coming at you, you would just take a baseball bat and take a run for the hills.
What's your
What?
favorite? What's your favorite zombie movie or video game or like? What is?
I don't really play zombie games because I'm not really allowed. But I've seen only 2 Walking Dead episodes, but I love that.
What's your favorite creepypasta?
Well, the scariest one would be I would say Slender Man, the main head honcho.
You ever read what is it called? Lost Silver or something like that?
No.
It's about Pokemon, so
I love Pokemon.
So
Wait,
it's
Lost
kind
Silver?
yeah, it's about a guy who finds a cursed silver thing in
Pokemon.
his game.
I've seen people play it, but I never really get why like he starts like coming like and going, and then like he starts like disappearing, and like I don't get that.
Ben Drowned?
Oh, yeah. You read the Ben Drowned creepypasta.
Ben Drowned.
I didn't read that creepypasta.
About Zelda.
I don't know.
The only ones I've read and heard are like pretty much the main ones.
Have you read any Goosebumps?
Yeah, I've read Goosebumps when I was a kid. I used to take a PSP and my dad would download some. And that was the thing that started really getting me into little scary things there and here because it's like kids horror. I still watch the TV show to this day.
I remember
the Goosebumps TV show. When I was watching it, when I finally turned 14 and I was able to watch it, I was just so sad. I was so sad because it wasn't like scary. It was more creepy than it was scary. Like the TV show, it was nothing like it looks. Because I'm like, oh, cool. They stopped the sludge man. They stopped the mud monster. Then it rains, and I'm like, oh, he's coming back. And I'm like,
I don't get it's like one that's supposed to be like scary and like ooh it's a mirror and like you turn invisible and then like your reflection takes you away and I don't find that creepy.
I found that more like I wasn't. There were very few of the actual Goosebumps episodes that were genuinely scary. Like that one where the mirror takes you away. That one was actually scary. Like at the end of the episode, like, oh, dude, you're using your left hand. You never do that. And he just looks at the camera and he's like, hee 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 hee. So I'm like, oh.
I don't find that scary. I don't find any of them scary, especially the one with like the haunted guy that like lost his head and still looking for it in the house, or like the one that got stuck in like in like the place where you throw down the food.
We end the show with creepypastas.
You Hollywood now, Zach.
Good night.
You're on YouTube, Zach.
We'll
send you the link soon.
Here you go. Here's my dad.
All right, thank you.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Master. So, we're about to wrap this up.
Your child. Before we go, I just want to say that your child is really well versed.
I have to tell you something. My son is autistic, and
I don't believe you.
He is amazing to me. He really is.
I'm also taller than my mom.
Well, there you go. He's also taller than his mother.
Thank you guys on YouTube for just checking this out and watching. Please subscribe, like Mr. C's page, like our page, like everything, like all the links, and stay tuned for next episode. Goodbye.